Today I'm making a video I honestly never thought I would ever make because of all the luxury things that we bring, but we finally got it dialed in and we got an ultralight loadout. If you've been watching this channel for several years, you know that we are the chair guys. We're all about camping. We're all about having a good time. We're all about being comfortable out there, and that can go against the ultralight mentality. But over the years, with a lot of gear purchases and some changes in my mindset, we finally have an ultralight loadout. No BS. I weighed everything out. I can't believe it either. The entire weight of everything you see here, and we got the gear cam over there, comes in, no joke, at 159.3 ounces. That is 9.995 pounds. Still counts. But honestly, like, I carry a mirrorless camera system and a chair, so getting beneath 10 pounds is like really difficult for someone like me, but it has been done. I'm gonna go through item by item the entire loadout. I weighed everything out right before this. Honestly, the only reason I was able to get this below 10 pounds is because this is not a hammock setup and I have a very light tent. It would be next to impossible for me to get below 10 pounds using a hammock setup. This could also get a little bit lighter. I do bring a lot of clothes, and there are some things I could trim off this to probably get down in the 9.5 range, but with a chair and a camera system, it would be almost impossible for me to get below 9 pounds. All right, let's go through everything that's on the table. I've weighed everything out. We'll put the weights up on the screen. Full base weight here is 159.3 ounces or 9.95 pounds. Let's go. Starting with the pack, I've got it right here. Yep, right there. This is a Light AF Curve 40. Now, I have the ability to put hip belts on it, but in this loadout, I use the Light AF fanny pack. The pack comes in at about 18 ounces with the fanny pack, so just over a pound. Super ultralight pack. We've got tons of videos on it. Check it out if you want to see more of our thoughts on it. I'm going to try not to review every piece of gear while I go through it, but the pack, the Light AF Curve 40 with the XL fanny pack. Now, moving down to my sleep setup. Something that is killing me for weight because I need an extra long, extra wide. This is the Nemo Tensor long wide insulated sleeping pad coming in at about 21 ounces. Because it's a long wide, it's on the heavier end of the sleeping pads, but I've got a review on this. Check that out. I love this pad. It's a 3-inch pad. It's insulated. It packs up pretty good. Fantastic pad. The shelter, now the real beauty here, the reason that this loadout is so light is because I have a shelter that weighs 15 ounces. So this is the Zpacks Ultiplex 1-person tent. It's a great tent. I've got a video on that. Check it out, but it's 15 ounces. So that's part of why this is so light. 15-ounce tent, incredible for 15 ounces. Check this out. Completing the big three is my top quilt. Another reason this loadout is so light is because of this thing. This is an Enlightened Equipment Revelation 30-degree top quilt that comes in at 15 ounces. I mean, you can't beat that. 15 ounces for a quilt. So all these things together right here, so the pack, the tent, the sleeping pad, and the top quilt, so the big three, come in at about 4.3 pounds. So that's pretty good. Under 4.5 pounds for the big three, solid. I carry 3 Dyneema bags with me. So one's gonna have my quilt in it, one's gonna have my clothes in it, and the other one is that face bag right there. All 3 of these combined weigh, they average out to about 1 ounce a piece. So 3 ounces for the bags. Let's get into clothes. Clothes kills me. So my standard non-wearing clothes loadout, and now I have a puffy jacket in here, is 18 ounces. But one thing I tested with this setup when we were in Dolly Sods and Cranberry Wilderness. Now during that trip, I let some other people use the banyan hammock, so I slept in the tent a couple nights, and I didn't bring a pillow with me because in the banyan hammock, you can use like a jacket as a pillow. You just don't need a pillow. I was a little terrified about not having a pillow sleeping on the ground. But because I bring a lot of clothes, at night when I shove everything in here, this actually worked out really well as a pillow. It was really good. So I don't have a pillow in this loadout because what I'll do at night is everything I'm not wearing, including my rain jacket, including my puffy, extra socks, everything gets shoved in this bag. And I should get one of those Dyneema bags with the felt on the outside, but I use this as a pillow. So part of the strategy of bringing a lot of clothes is I don't need to bring a pillow. Now, what clothes am I bringing? First, now all of this whole bag weighs 18 ounces. I did not weigh out all the individual pieces of clothing. I just put everything in here and put it on the scale, but they're all pretty light. I've got the Outdoor Research Helium 2 for my rain jacket. I always carry an extra pair of Darn Tough socks. I always carry a buff. I always carry an extra pair of underwear. I carry a pair of camp shorts. Some may say it's excessive, but these weigh 1 ounce and they're like nothing. And it's nice when you get to camp to change clothes. So I always have a pair of camp shorts and I keep a camp shirt. This is a Patagonia Nano Air shirt. This is a Patagonia Capilene Cool shirt. I've raved about this. This thing is so light. I mean, this weighs, I think, 1 ounce. So 2 ounces gets me a whole new change of clothes when I get to camp. Well worth it. And then last in here is my puffy jacket. I've talked about this in a million videos. It's okay. It's super light though. It's like 7 or 8 ounces. Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer. So camp shorts, camp shirt, extra pair of socks, extra pair of underwear, rain jacket, puffy jacket, buff, 18 ounces. That's pretty solid. So we've covered most of the heavy stuff individually, but there's still a lot more gear to go through. This is a pretty heavy part of the kit. It's 10 ounces, but that's because it's got my full first aid kit. It's got the poop kit. It's got random things. I also included, they're in the bag, I included the weight of headphones. So ditty bag is coming in at about 10 ounces. It's a pretty heavy little piece of gear. One thing I don't bring in this loadout, and I used to, which saves a lot of weight, is I'm not bringing an Anker external charger for trips that are less than 3 days. I used to bring it on every trip. I never used it. I bring an extra camera battery. We'll get to the camera gear. My phone, when it's on airplane mode, I'm not using it, is perfectly fine for 3 days. So I stopped bringing on these light and quick trips. I'm not bringing an Anker anymore. Still bringing headphones, but 10 ounces for the ditty bag stuff. This is the Lightsmith hacked night core headlamp. Literally 1 ounce for this thing and it works great. This is fantastic. Bear line, this is 50 feet of, I think it's Dynaglide, but it's reflective with a little beaner on there. I got this from Hilltop Packs, 1.5 ounces. Stakes, I carry MSR groundhogs. I generally carry at least 6. Now with the Banyan, you only need 4. With the most hammock setups, you only need 4. With this tent, you need at least 6. So I carry 6 with the little Zpacks stake bag, and this comes in at 2.3 ounces. This is usually in the ditty bag, but I brought it out. I do carry like the world's smallest Swiss Army knife. Mainly, I find I need this a lot for the scissors. I have some tape in the ditty bag I'll use sometimes. And I do bring this. This literally weighs 0.5 ounces. Well worth it. The cook kit. This cook kit I have used many times. This exact kit. It's awesome. Now the lighter to this is in the ditty bag. It's in there. I keep an extra lighter in there. Now I have 2 in there because it's still in there from our last trip. So the lighter weight is included in the ditty bag weight. It's not included in this weight. But I have used this exact cook kit on many trips. It comes in at about 5.2 ounces for this. Now, what is this? This is a Toaks titanium 450 ml mug. So you can boil about 2 cups of water in there-ish. With the Zelf Fancy Feast stove with a little Dayquil thing to measure it out. And I could probably get rid of this. And a titanium windscreen. So I have used, obviously with a canister stove setup, it would be a little bit heavier, but I have used this. Oh, and of course, the Toaks foldable spork. So I have used, you can see it right here, I have used this exact setup many times. It works great. Now on trips where Andy and I are combo stove, I'm using that guy right there, the Snow Peak, or the Snow Peak Big Pot. But this is a really good set. Even with a canister stove, I'd still kind of just bring this. But 5.2 ounces for the stove. I carry 2 water bottles. I just weighed these. Combined with the lids, they weigh 2.7 ounces. And my water filter setup, which is still pretty light, is this freaking Evernew bag. Little tangent on this Evernew bag. I've had this Evernew bag for going on 4 years, and I'm always paranoid it's gonna break, so I always bring an extra Sawyer bag with me on the trips, and the Sawyer bags break. But this Evernew bag, a Sawyer squeeze, and I have a little scoop in there. This comes in at 5.6 ounces for this. So 2.7 for the water bottles, 5.6 for the water purification, still pretty light. The coup de grace. So we're getting down to the final 2 items. The chair. This is a Helinox Chair Zero, and you'll notice Chris made us some Dyneema bags for it. So this whole chair setup, this comes in at 17 ounces. It's like 16 ounces for the chair and 1 ounce, probably less than that for the bag. 17 ounces. Small, luxurious camp chair. Definitely worth 17 ounces to not sit on the ground. Pretty sweet to bring a chair on an ultralight loadout. Suck it, anti-chair people. Final piece of gear. Pretty sweet that I got this in under 10 pounds, and it's only because this is the smallest mirrorless camera I think you can get. Now, I'm filming on it, but I do take a Canon M50 with a 22mm lens, and that with an extra battery, that entire setup comes in at 18 ounces. So that's pretty solid for a legit camera. I did forget to mention my phone. That's 5.5 ounces. I have a Samsung Galaxy S10. That's the final piece of gear. So phone, camera, 22, 23 ounces for those. The whole thing, no joke, I'll throw it up on the screen. 159.3 ounces, 9.995 or 9.95 pounds. Still counts. Ultralight loadout. Never thought I would ever say that with a chair, but it has been done mainly in thanks to the Ultraplex and this Light AF pack. Those were kind of the 2 key things. So that is it. That is my ultralight loadout. I have used it before. I will be using it definitely in the summer on the overnight trips where I'm not using the Banyan hammock. I'll be using this exact loadout, and it is light and it is fast and it is awesome.